Welcome to the 10th episode of the My Vision Born show on the Abdel Russell Experience podcast. In the previous episode, I mentioned how torn I was when it came to the presidency of Barack Obama. On one hand, I was shocked, excited, and amazed that the United States of America elected its first African American president. But on another hand, some of his initiatives and policies I did not agree with. But regardless of how I felt about Obama and some of his policies, I could not find one thing wrong with his family and, most importantly, his partner, also known as his wife, Michelle Obama. She had it all: intelligence, tact, legs, hips, well-spoken, beauty, grace, strong roots, and most importantly, what Barack needed, a watchful eye. Till this day, Michelle can do no wrong in my eye. So you can only imagine how disrespectful I think it is for certain things on social media saying that the former First Lady is actually a man, saying that she lacks grace. Regardless of how far we've come as a country, I can only imagine how challenging it was for the first African American family to live in the White House and to deal with the residue and remnants of America's past racial history. I'm quite certain that it took more than just grace to have to endure what the Obamas most likely incurred during the 8 years of Barack Obama's presidency. So let's throw out that lack of grace opinion out the window. At least as far back as I can remember, I don't ever recall Michelle Obama acting out of character. What I think she could have done better at times was rely on the strength and symbolism of her family being the first African American family to occupy the White House and use that to symbolically show the strength and greatness of the United States of America and how far we've come as a country. In other words, seeing the cup half full instead of half empty, because most of the clips you can find on the internet of Michelle Obama when she speaks about the black experience in the United States of America is that of racism, unfairness, challenges, poverty, and so on and so forth. While all these things can still remain true, anyone in a leadership position has to be careful with the messaging that they're putting forth. Now, we all know that Michelle was never the president of the United States of America, and she didn't have, let's say, a legitimate leader role, but she's looked upon as someone that is very influential, as all first ladies are. And so she should lead where she wants to take the country and not from where the country is coming from. But with all that being said, none of us have ever been in Michelle Obama's shoes, so all we can have are just opinions. And the only person that knows the truth is Michelle Obama. With all the rumors floating around that the Obamas are going through a divorce, that Barack has an affair with Jennifer Anderson, and splitting up is one of the main reasons why Michelle did not show up at Trump's inauguration, not to mention that the recent media footage of Michelle online doesn't have her looking very well. It's almost as if she lost the glow, the first lady glow. I know she was never fond of politics. In fact, she didn't even want Barack to run for president, let alone twice. So it's obvious she can give two craps about keeping up with the Bushes or Clintons. That's a little political euphemism comparing it to keeping up with the Joneses. Michelle Obama from the White House to Michelle Obama in current day, two different people. I told you guys before, I'm a huge fan of Michelle Obama, so I noticed these little things. And when I found out that she recently lost her mother, everything started to make more sense. This is the reason why she didn't show up to Trump's second inauguration. This is the reason why she did not show up to former President Jimmy Carter's funeral. Michelle is too real for politics. While she has maintained her composure since he's been in the media due to Barack's presidency, and she's always displayed poise and grace, while under fire and scrutiny, it becomes a totally different ballgame when you're dealing and grieving with the loss of your mother. My sincere condolences to Michelle and the entire Obama family. And if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think it would have been smart if Michelle, while grieving, would have shown up to these events. Barack can handle the phony smiles and fake handshakes, and while Michelle has the temperament and poise to do the same, after supporting Barack Obama for 8 years in the political world that she wanted no part of, but she still stuck it through and gave him the support he needed, it's safe to say that Michelle Obama is done. She's completely had enough. I doubt you will find Michelle Obama in any future political events. If the guest list includes names like Clinton or Bushes, it will not include Michelle Obama. With that being said, I'm curious to find out why there has not been many public sightings of Michelle and Barack together. together. As a matter of fact, there's hardly any public sightings of the entire family, Michelle, Barack, Malia, and Sasha together. Barack is not in office anymore, so they have more free time to actually live like a family. And while Malia and Sasha are grown-ups and they're getting their adult on, one can't help but to wonder what happened. Michelle started her new podcast. Where is the support from Obama? Obama is actively creating content and still speaking. Michelle should be by his side. While they are not joined to the hips, I can't hold myself back from wondering what's going on. Was the imagery and perception that we watched for 8 years in the White House make-believe? Did Barack step outside of his marriage? I am totally not the one for scandal or rumors, but the impact of the imagery and presentation of the Obama family on my psyche is at Cosby Show levels. The difference is, one came in episodes, the other was a part of real life. So my curiosity comes from honesty, fondness, and appreciation for what I saw. The Bushes are still seen together. The Clintons are still seen together. I won't even get into the topic of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, but they're still seen together. What's happening with the Obamas? Is the show truly over? Was it even real? I guess I'm asking these questions to rationalize everything in my head, because when Barack Obama was noted as saying that in his past he did have some curiosities about going to bed with other men, it didn't add up, because I knew deep down inside a woman like Michelle Obama could not be with someone who, let's just say, had curious thoughts like that. And can someone please explain to me why on video on several occurrences Barack Obama refers to Michelle as Mike? I mean, I'll give you a pass the first time, maybe even the second time, but on 3 or 4 videos Barack actually calls Michelle Mike. Who in the world is Mike, and why did the former president continue to slip up and refer to Michelle as Michael? The only reason why I saw these videos was after I discovered Joan Rivers saying that we've already had our first gay president, but I thought she was referring to Franklin Roosevelt and also to Daddy Bush, because at one point in time there were male prostitutes being ordered to the White House during Daddy Bush's tenure, and Franklin Roosevelt was known for wearing a skirt. But when one of my favorite all-time female comedians, Joan Rivers, said our first gay president was Barack Obama, it blew me away. I immediately went on the defense and said she's only saying this because he's black. Yep, I sure enough pulled the race card. Just like I pulled the race card when Mitch McConnell said that he would block anything Barack Obama's doing for his first couple of years. Only to find out that if I was Mitch McConnell, I would have did the same darn thing, because Obama was trying to take the United States of America back to the caveman days in a rainbow-colored horse carriage. Obama's presidency was my personal wake-up call to always put policies over personality. As I mentioned before on the previous episode of the My Vision Born show on the Abdel Russell Experience podcast, black people need to stop voting based upon how the candidate makes them feel and focus more on how the candidate will govern. But that's another topic. I digress. Back to Joan Rivers. After saying the first gay president of the United States of America was Barack Obama, she then followed up by saying that Michelle Obama is a transgender. I took a deep breath and regretted every laugh that I gave to Joan Rivers for her jokes. You can say all you want about Barack, but Michelle is untouchable. And that's what led me into doing some light research about Barack Obama being gay and all that other stuff. And to any of my listeners who just might happen to be gay, no offense to you. Live your life. Be happy with who you are. The lies, deceits, and trickery just need to stop. But that's how I discovered Barack Obama's past life curiosities about wanting to sleep with other men, and several videos of him referring to Michelle as Mike or Michael. Straight weird. But what's really weird is the fact that Joan Rivers died shortly after saying those words. Yep, you heard right. She got Epsteined. We are definitely living in weird times where the truth is weirder than fiction and where fiction makes more sense than the truth. What's really interesting is that Michelle Obama is getting the same treatment that the current First Lady, Melania Trump, got during Trump's first presidency. I was appalled to learn that no designer wanted to work with the First Lady during Trump's first presidency to make her inaugural dress. That is absolutely disgusting. In war, you leave the women and children alone. Leave them out of it. But politics knows no bottom. And while Michelle always seeked to go higher when people went low, sometimes the people below deserve a swift, hard kick. Politics is a dirty game, but I truly believe in 2025 that everything that was done in the shadows will be revealed. Leave Michelle Obama alone, man. God bless her and all of her ventures, and my condolences once again to her family. Take those First Lady transgender rumors over to Europe and France, where you might discover something truly weirder than fiction. Until then, I want to thank you for tuning in to the My Vision Born show on the Abdel Russell Experience podcast. Remember, you are blessed. Please enjoy your freedoms. I'm out. Peace.